What up, everybody? This is Magic Mike and the Swag, and we're continuing our NBA season previews. And today we're doing the Milwaukee Bucks.
Milwaukee.
Right. So first off, we're going to start off with some of their acquisitions that they picked up over the summer. Right. They picked up Big Brook Lopez and Ilyasova.
Yep.
Too. Right. Nice stretch forward who can again stretch out things and open up lanes for Giannis to just wreak havoc.
Absolutely.
Right? So we're jumping right into their projected starting lineup. Right? We got Eric Bledsoe returning. They've got Malcolm Brogdon
Rookie of the year.
A couple of years ago. Yeah. You've got Giannis, and then Chris Middleton.
Okay.
And Brook Lopez.
Love it.
Right? We keep talking about, are they trending up? Are they trending down? Where are they at, right? And again, this team's been on the rise for the last few seasons, but now it's time for them to make bigger strides. And I think the Celtics are kind of setting the bar as far as this is the rate at which you should start raising the bar, right? Because Milwaukee has just slowly been, climbing the ladder, but they need to make some moves.
Absolutely. I mean, let's just talk about Giannis real quick.
Okay.
Right? LeBron James is such a transcendent player. Now, is Giannis going to be at LeBron's level? Probably not.
No.
He'll probably never be at that level.
Right.
But will he be a top 5 player for years to come? Absolutely.
Yeah, his big thing is a jump shot. He really gets a consistent 3-point jump shot. He'll be, formidable.
Now, I was going to touch on that, but then what I was also going to, say off your one point, was that if LeBron was able to carry a team like that with a supporting cast that really wasn't the greatest in the East, Giannis should be able to do that with his supporting cast. Now, obviously, it would be a little bit harder.
Okay.
And the difference, though, I believe, is Toronto is better than they were last year when LeBron did it. Boston was worse than they are this year.
Right.
And Philly has just gotten better.
Have they gotten better?
I believe Philly's gotten better.
Okay.
I mean, hopefully Philly's gotten better.
Maybe
they got experience.
Yeah.
And I mean, Simmons should build on his Rookie of the Year, and he should probably win Rookie of the Year again.
Okay.
And then, we got Embiid. But
here's the difference. LeBron is the greatest player on the planet currently. There's arguments that maybe he's the best player of all time. He's definitely a top 3 player.
Oh, 100%. He's number 2 to Michael Jordan. I think he's cemented that by now.
Yeah, I think Wilt Chamberlain's got to be up there. I mean, when you talk about
potential.
Dominance. But, LeBron is in a different stratosphere. But you're right. Giannis does have to take that step and really put his thumbprint on games. And I think he's been doing that. I think really where it comes down to the supporting cast. Is Eric Bledsoe really as good as everyone says he is?
No.
Can Brook Lopez add some whatever at that center spot? Yeah. Can he make you a little bit more dominant there? How good is Chris Middleton? A lot of questions on this team. And I think one of the trends, like you talked about LeBron James. Well, when LeBron James was doing most of his work, he was usually accompanied by 2 other stars. I know last year he didn't have Kyrie, but he still had Kevin Love.
Who's overrated him?
Maybe he is overrated. I know he was overrated at one point, but, people flip-flop on him. He's the greatest. He's the worst. He's the greatest. But he was definitely a secondary star, and I think that's what Eric Bledsoe was supposed to be, and I think that's what they're hoping Chris Middleton turns into. Is there a move out there to bring in another star that you could pair up with him? I think that's what needs to happen for them to get to that next step.
True, and I think you can view it as a mistake is if Jabari Parker didn't get hurt, Jabari Parker would have been the second fiddle to Giannis.
Potentially, yeah.
Now Jabari's gone. He went to the Bulls. Now I think that's a good situation for him in the Bulls, but I mean, I know where you're coming from. In this league, basketball's a 5-player team.
Right.
And LeBron James is so transcendent that he can basically be, surrounded by kind of mediocre players and literally just elevate their games.
Okay.
Now, Giannis is not at that level, nor will he reach that level of LeBron James status.
Yeah.
But he's a transcendent player. He is fantastic. And like you said, if he can get basically a second fiddle to him, I think he's going to be very good.
Yeah.
Now, it's like you said, he has a bunch of starters. Now, I believe Bledsoe, for the most part, obviously the point guard's a little more crowded.
He's a top 18 point guard.
Exactly. I just lost my train of thought. Brogdon, 2 guard. You could say Brogdon would start on probably 10 teams.
Okay. He'd start on Brooklyn.
Yeah. Middleton, I think Middleton's actually better than Bledsoe, and I think he is the second fiddle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these are starters above average.
Can you move those other pieces? Like I know they'd like to retain Middleton, but is he a piece that you potentially have to package in order to bring in like a Jimmy Butler?
Absolutely. And I think if you need to do that, you need to do that.
Okay.
Because where you're coming from is 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis isn't. I mean, I am a big Giannis fan.
Mm-hmm.
But like, we said in the beginning of the video and we've discussed this, he's not LeBron James. Now, he's the closest thing to being able to carry a team, I believe.
Who would be a nice compliment to him? So, like, obviously you'd love to pair up a secondary star with him, but who would be a star that you could say, man, I really like their skill sets?
I mean, you're gonna need somebody who can basically, spread the court and shoot.
So, like a Bradley Beal?
Bradley Beal would be good.
You think they can maybe trade for, like, a Malik Monk? Now, Monk didn't get to play a lot last year. Dude can shoot the ball. He can drive a little bit. All-out scorer. Is that a piece that maybe you could package something and bring him in? Maybe you bring him and a Kemba?
Maybe. I would say Kemba's definitely an upgrade over Bledsoe.
Yeah.
Now, we noticed that Thon was 3rd on the depth chart.
Uh-huh.
I think if Thon can even be somewhat similar to Giannis, I think that's scary to think about. It's exactly what you're saying. He just needs a supporting cast, and it's like, which route do we want to go? And I think that really rests on how well is he going to shoot this season.
Right.
Because supposedly he's been really working on his shooting. He's able to shoot now, and that just develops so many parts of his game.
Right.
It just makes him so much more lethal. I mean, as it is, how are you going to defend him? The dude literally a couple steps and he's walking across the court.
So with the team currently constructed the way it is, where do you see them landing at the end of the season, and what should be their goal?
I mean, I wouldn't say anybody's guaranteed to make the playoffs. I mean, teams are like 99.9% likely to make the playoffs.
Okay.
I think Milwaukee has a really large chance to make the playoffs.
Okay.
Like, they should. There's no reason they should not make the playoffs.
But that should be their goal.
No. Your goal, I think,
should be a top 3 seed in the East?
Top 3 seed. I think every team in the Eastern Conference, at least the big guys, their goal should be to be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay. All right.
And I think you should strive for that. So you got Boston, Toronto, Philly,
and Milwaukee.
I don't think the Pacers go as far. I think Milwaukee is a better team.
Okay.
I mean, we really don't know how the Wizards are going to play with Dwight Howard, so we can maybe rotate Wizards and the Bucks.
Uh-huh.
But I think those 4 teams, the bottom 2, their main focus should be on making the finals.
Okay.
Toronto, Boston, Philly, their goal should be making the NBA Finals.
Right. All right. Well, there you have it. That's the preview for your Milwaukee Bucks. Again, be sure to subscribe because we're going to keep the video content coming. But until next video, we'll see you later.